Good afternoon, everybody. My name, for those who don't know, is Tim Irvin. I am the commissioner of a football league for Stratomatic, the USFFL, but that's not why we're here today. I only wanted to bring that up because some of you will probably get this video as a member of USFFL, or I've seen those videos in the past, but that's not what this one's about. I am responding to some people who've asked about a couple games that I play and kind of wanted me to tell them more about it. So I decided to do a demo and present it so that people can see the game, see if they have any interest in it. No pressure at all. If it's not something you like, no big deal. You don't even have to watch the video. But let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with a game called CLANK. So let me get that set up here now. You're also going to see my eyes up. I'm looking at the big screen up here as I do it. So bear with me a second here. Let's try this, and let's get the game going. Let's see here. 1 second. So we'll go to the Steam app, library, and we're going to play CLANK. All right, I believe you can still see me. We're going to do local play, but I'm presenting this as a game that can be played with up to 4 humans. I have a buddy that I play this with all the time. There's 4 different maps that you can use here. These bottom 2 are a little more advanced. They've got some additional options, but let's go ahead and look at the basic one for now. So to get the principles in, I've set up 2 AI, so it's me in yellow against 2 other dudes that are computer controlled. We'll create the game. So CLANK is a, don't mind the dragon yelling at us for a second there. So CLANK is a deck builder game, but it also has a board game feel. So right now the 2 computer guys are using their turn and moving. And then I'm going to go, looks like I can see up here in the order, red, blue, yellow, I go last. So it's now my turn. So what we have here is a map. A couple things to notice about this map first and foremost is that this line right here is where you go underground. Castle is above. The goal of this game is to get down below in the dungeon and pick up at least one of these artifacts. Here's a 10-point artifact, a 7, 5, and 15. The big ones are usually down below, 25 and 30. There's also a 20, but they keep one off at random. Sometimes it might be the 30. Sometimes it might be the 7. But they keep one of them out so that there's a constant rotation. But usually the bigger ones and the more powerful ones are down below. These artifacts, you have to have at least one to win the game. Using certain abilities, you can get more than one of them. But basically, the goal is to get your artifact and get back up to the top of the dungeon here and get out. Okay? Once somebody does that, everybody is racing to get out. All right? If you get killed down here in the dungeon, you can't win the game. You're dead. If you get killed up here topside before getting out, you can win the game. If you get out to the top here and make it out of the dungeon up here back to the very top, up to this corner up here, you're going to get another 20 points towards the victory. So victory points is kind of what we're looking for. This 10-point artifact is worth 10. The 25 is worth 25, sorry. So you get an idea of if you get out all the way, you get an additional 20. It's like picking up a 20-point artifact. All right, so you have to get topside to win the game. You don't have to get all the way out to win the game. Somebody can beat you out and you die here above the dungeon, but not out, and you could still win the game if you have more victory points. So let's go ahead and look at my turn. First, let's take a look at these diamonds here in blue. Those diamonds here in blue are, when I play these 5 cards, the amount I'm going to be able to spend. You start with 10 cards. You can see that I have 5 here. Down below, you can see here, there's my view deck, and I have 5 more down below. The 10 cards that everybody starts with are identical. We all start with the same 10 cards. So the first 2 turns, because you get 5 cards at a time, The first 2 turns, everybody's doing roughly the same thing. You use those diamonds here. 4 means I can buy 4 things over here on this dungeon row. So I could buy this right here because it costs 4. I could buy 2 of these mercenaries, 1 of these, and then I'd have 1 point left over that I can't spend. But you kind of get the idea, and you have to kind of look at these cards and learn what they do. But it really creates a great balance for the game. Let's get started, kind of learn as we go. You can see that we all start with 10 life over here. You get down to 0, and you're done, okay? This up here is the dragon. He's what kills people, all right? These blocks here are clank. Right now, red has 5 clank here pending. Blue has 3, and I have 1. Whoever goes first, having a slight advantage, has a little more clank up there to start the game, all right? Up here is how much clank is currently in the bag. Right now, there's 24 cubes in that bag that are all black. Black is neutral. No, it's to dilute the bag so that it's not always damaging players when the dragon bites. When does the dragon bite? Well, you'll see. It's when a new card comes into this dungeon row with a dragon symbol on it. Let's go ahead and get started. I'll show you as we go. The yellow here, you can see a foot. That's what allows me to move. So I'm going to be able to move once this turn, and I'm going to be able to spend 4 to buy what I want. So let's go ahead and start. I'm going to hit play. By the way, sometimes you have to play your cards one at a time. Like there might be one that says, do this with this card, and then you can discard another card. So you want to sometimes look before you play to make sure that none of these cards have special abilities you should be concerned about. In this case, early game, no problem. So we play them all. That's what the play button does. And they come down here to the corner. You can see that I have what I told you, 4 that I can spend with and 1 that I can move. The move this early in the game, there's only 1 to take. So I'm going to come down here. That's the end of my move. This goes to 0. Now I have 4 to buy. I think already I like this one. So this Elven Cloak, you can see, is -2 clank. By the way, when you see a card, and you can mouse over it to see what it does, both of those, -2 clank and draw a card, I don't get either of those things now. Anything you see down below, you don't get now unless it says you get it now. This is what I'll get every other time it comes up throughout my deck. So imagine there's 10 cards in my deck now. We're going to keep adding more cards as I buy over here. And so it's important that you know that the cards you buy early are the ones that are going to come back through your deck more times because they came early. And as the deck gets bigger, it takes longer for the cards to come back. But the early cards you might get 4 or 5 times easily in the course of a game. So I'm going to go ahead and get this. This is a teleport. It's a device. You can see it says device at the top. It allows me to teleport. It would give me an extra move to go to an adjacent room. All right. But this is the card that I want for 4. The 2 in green up at the top right corner, that's victory points. Consider it like a 2-point artifact that you found. Those get added to the artifacts. Your gold as well does. By the way, the gold is over here, 0, 0, 0 by the life. Gold's important. We'll get into that. So I'm going to buy this 4 that will allow me, every time it comes up, it'll take 2 clank out of this pending area. It will not take them out of the bag. This is the dragon bag. Once it's in there, it's in there. Okay? But right now I've got 1 pending, right? I could remove that and still have a clank left over. Also, sometimes you buy things over here and they cost clank. So it's a way to offset clank throughout the game. And clank is what ultimately ends up killing you. So getting a -2 clank early, I like. Draw a card, I won't draw it. But every time this comes up every turn, I can have -2 clank. I can draw a card to replace this one and still spend that 1 up there. It won't really replace that, I guess. It'll add to it, right? So let's go ahead and buy my card for 4. All right. Once you see 0, 0, 0 down here, your turn's over. So we're going to go ahead and end turn, and then you're going to see our opponents go. There's my next hand coming up. Very basic. This is them. You can see there are 5 cards coming out. You can see what he's buying, what he's spending. And you can see the cards disappear over here as he buys. Here's the next player, the blue. That sound was clank going into the bag. He bought a couple things, and it's my turn. They're a lot quicker than I am, obviously. All right, so you can see here I've got 2 cards that say stumble. It's +1 clank. Everybody starts with 2 of these, and every time they come up, you're going to have a couple of clank. The card I got last turn would offset that, right? So this turn looks like I have 3 to buy and 1 move, plus a couple clank going to drop in the bag. You'll see that up at the top left corner here now as it adds to the bag. There it is. You saw those clank go. I now have 3 that's in pending. So I have 1 move. Right now there's only 1 move, which is why after 2 turns, we all end up at the same space. And then I have 3 to buy. Yeah, this is a nice card, Dead Run. But every time, it's 2 moves, and you don't have to stop in Crystal Caves, which that's an important thing to understand. Every time you pop into a cave, you're stuck there until the end of your turn. If you have 4 more moves left, it doesn't matter. You can't go anywhere. All right? This Dead Run allows you to run right through caves, and you can see there's a lot of them. It's a nice card to have. The problem is if you get it too early, you're getting +2 clank every time it comes up. Even though I have a -2 clank, it's a little too early for me to plan on getting +2 clank again and again and again a bunch of times. So I am going to instead spend my 3 over here. I do have this one here that has 2 victory points. And it's a companion. That's an advantage that you'll learn about later. You can see the companion right under the title of the card, Master Burglar. 2 victory points, 2 to buy. But for right now, I think I'm going to want to get this card over here. So these 5 cards down here in this vertical row that I'm looking at, the dungeon row, those cards always get replaced. Okay? Every time somebody takes one, a new random card from the deck comes in. These cards over here never change. They never change. This Secret Tome is 7 victory points. This Explorer, by the way, if you buy an Explorer, which is what I'm about to do, it just takes that off the deck and there's more Explorer cards underneath it. By the way, if you look at the top over here in the center where the card image is, you can see the times 15. That means there's 15 Explorer cards total. So there's 14 underneath that one. 10 Mercenaries here as well. Mercenaries have the swords and 1 buying power. This has 2 buying power and a foot. I need the move ability. That's important to me, so I'm going to go ahead and get that. End my turn. Goes back to the top here. You can see red getting their next 5 cards in. Here's my 5 cards coming in. And by the way, you can see my clank, -2 clank for the Elven Cloak. That'll offset that stumble that's going to come too. Okay, they've both moved into that Crystal Cave. Sometimes if I have 2 moves, 2 feet on this turn, I'll jump over here. By the way, that little double feet, that means you need 2 moves in order to cross that. Looks like I only have 1 move coming, so I won't be able to do that. Let's go ahead and play the cards. First, I'm going to just so you can kind of get a flare. You can see if I play this, you're going to look up in the upper left corner, and you can see there's 7 cubes pending. Clank, 7 clank pending for red, 4 for blue, and 3 for yellow. I'm going to play this, which will say -2 clank. It's going to pull 2 clank out of that bag for me that are yellow. Watch this. Bam, I'm down to 1. Got to love that. However, you can see this card carries 1 + 1 clank. It's just a bad card. It's there to, make things tough on you. So that is going to add 1 more back in as I hit play, and they all go in. So now I'm back up to 2 clank. Also, you can see this thing humming right here. That means I get to do something, and that's because the card itself, I said it's -2 clank, but it also is draw a card. So now I'll draw the card. And I'm going to play that. That's another foot. That gives me 2 moves, and guess what? That opens up if I want to, and I do, cross this barrier and pick up a small secret. That just gave me 2 gold. You'll see the 2 appear down here, as it did. This guy has 1 gold. I have the 2. The small secrets like this, there's 2 of them. Okay, so you could technically move and come back and get the other one, or somebody else could. There's always 2 little secrets there. The big secrets are a little more powerful. They have a little more power to them, but there's only 1 of them. When you pick it up, there's nothing left in that box. This little key this little padlock here means I can't cross that without a key. Keys are bought in the market. The market is these 4 spaces right down here. So I already did my moves. You'll notice, though, I've got 6 to buy. That extra card helped. Now with 6 to buy, I can look, and I already can tell you I know what I want. I've just played it enough to kind of know. I'm going to want this one here, Bracers of Agility. It costs 5, which means I'm going to burn 1, right? If I really wanted to get my value, I could buy 3 and 3 and spend it all. But sometimes a card is important, and you want to go get it, even though it burns some of your money, because nothing right now costs 1. Here's the Duke. He's a companion, and he's worth 1 for every 5 gold you have. 1 green, meaning that up there in the top right, for victory points, he's not worth anything. But when a game is over, if I survive and I'm trying to win, and I have 20 gold down here in the lower left-hand corner, he's worth 4 victory points. Plus, you can see he gives me 2 to buy and 2 swords every turn. Pretty powerful card, but I like the bracers. 2 victory points, and I can draw 2 cards every time it pops up. So let's go ahead and buy that. That got added down into my deck. And I have 1 more left that I can buy with, but as I noted, there's nothing here to buy with. So we're going to end the turn. There's my next hand. It's not very good at all, but that's life. The other 2 opponents are going. And you'll notice like that little arrow up here in the top right where my mouse is. Yeah, you can't go down there. They are, let's see what they just did. All right. I missed their turn to kind of explain that to you. Sorry. Let's go ahead and go on. There's nothing that special here. 4 burgles, which is just buy with 1. These gray cards, I say gray because the top middle of the card as you view it is gray. They're just not very good. They're deck fluff. There's a +1 clank, so I'm going to get another box up here at the top left. Okay. And I have 4 to buy. I do have a teleport. Oh, it's a tough call. So I love this silver spear, 2 victory points and 3 swords. Plus, you notice at the bottom center it says acquire is a sword. That means when I acquire it, I get a sword right now. Acquire is where you get something where it happens now, right? So I could get that 1 sword. I can't do anything with it, though. This little goblin that will always be here for the whole game. It'll never go away. You can always use 2 swords, kill this goblin, take 1 gold. All right? So I want the teleport because a teleport, even though it's a move, you can teleport past monsters. You can teleport past the key if you want. I can teleport right past that padlock. Teleport is powerful. It gets you to the next square no matter what's in the way. I'm going to use it to get past 2 moves and go grab me a big secret. Now, that again, it's a device, and so you always have to make sure you understand when you're looking at a device, you're going to use it and you're going to burn it. It's going to be gone. So I'm not going to get any buying value later. I'm not going to get any move value later. I'm not going to get anything later. I'm going to use it once, and then I'm done with it. So especially this early in the game, I'm passing up on a card like the Silver Spear that has 2 victory points and I can use again and again and again. But I don't have any moves. The next move is going to stop me in the cave. I guess that's going to happen after this one too. I'm rethinking it. And I think I want the Silver Spear. I'm going to take the Silver Spear, talk myself out of it. You can see I have no moves left because I didn't have any. I have 1 to buy, nothing over to that right side of the screen is going to buy anything. And I've got 1 sword, and that's not going to kill anything. Sometimes you'll see things to kill here. You'll notice I bought the card up here. That's why there's an empty spot. Anytime you buy a card in this row, dungeon row, it'll be replaced immediately at the end of my turn. As soon as you see that it's a dragon, you're going to hear that dragon make noise, and people are going to start losing life. When the dragon roars, all of this clank that's pending gets thrown in the bag permanently, and then it'll shuffle in, and it'll start by taking 2 out of the bag, and as the dragon escalates throughout the game, 3, 4, eventually it's throwing 5 cubes out there to see who loses life, so kind of keeps that threat going. So I'm going to go ahead. I've got nothing that I can do with the 1 and 1, so I'll end my turn. Let's take a look at our opponents. They're both in the cave here. Oh, the dragon just roared. There we go. Here come the cubes. There were only 2 cubes. The dragon got one of those black ones that hurts nobody. That's why there's 23 instead of 24, and it killed me. So you can see my life is down to 9. This person just got a small secret. There was a healing potion. So he can get 1 life back whenever he wants to drink that. Potions you can use whenever you want. This card or something just came in that on arrival adds a clank for everybody. Or he played a card that adds a clank for everybody because I've got clank in there again. All right, it's my turn. Now, here's what's nice. You can see over here, lower left corner of my hand that I'm about to play. I've got 3 moves and 5 to buy. Oh, I wish I had 6 to buy. Look down here. Oh, yes, the wizard and especially brilliance draw 3 cards. I wish I had 6. Sometimes you can get something over here that'll give you an extra buy power, but it doesn't look like it's over there. So nothing special about these cards. They're pretty basic. Nothing that I need to read on the card itself. you can see everything I need. So I'm just going to hit play. 3 moves and 5. So it's a pretty obvious move. I'm glad I stayed because now I'm going to go 1, 2 to get my big secret and 3 where I'm going to have to stop. All right. If I decided to, I can't go through the padlock. If I decided to go down this way to the cave, I can't go any further. My 2 moves two other moves don't give me anything. So I'll get to the cave the same way, but pick up a big secret on the way. That's obvious. All right. So let's jump across. 5 gold. That's huge because now I'm at 7. By the way, 7's the magic number. For 7 gold, when you get down to the market, you can buy a bunch of things that help you win the game. We'll explain that when I get there, but it's nice to get to that 7 so early. My third move I want to show you is going to come down to the cave. All right, but you see this little goblin-looking thing here? That's going to steal a life. The only way I can prevent that stealing of a life is if I had a sword down here. That's one of the biggest values of the sword. You can kill that monster with 1 sword. Some places you can see will have 2 monsters, right? So you just lose a life with that. It's going to take me down to 8. It's up to you how you want to play your sacrifices. I'm going to take it down to 8, even though it's early in the game. Get the small secret. This gives me the option to kill it. Basically, it shows I'm going here. I'm going to lose 1 life. I have the option, if I had a sword, to click on this monster, kill it, and then move in. But I'm going to take the damage, as you'll see now. So I'm down to 8, lower left. I got 2 more gold for the small secret. I'm up to 9. All right. Again, gold is a lower left corner for me in yellow. So that's the end of my moves. By the way, if I had a 4th move, you see this little icicles on the little feet over here to the bottom right? That's because I'm frozen. Once you're in the cave, you can't get out, right? So keep that in mind. Now, I've got 5 to buy. I do still have this dead run, but I feel like it's too early. By the way, if you want to factor it in and see where you are in your deck, I don't have anything right now in the discard. These will drop into it, but all 9 cards are, so you can use it to memorize. All my cards are the 5 here in the lower right-hand corner that I've played and the 9 that are about to be drawn. There's nothing that's already been discarded other than what we're about to discard here. So I've got 5 to spend, and here's what I'm going to do. I am going to, I'm not a big fan of the cards that I see here right now, other than the 2 I can't afford. It's a little too early to get me the +2 clank every turn. It is tempting. But again, if I get that, one thing is there's no buy power in it. As you can see, there's no blue diamond. So I'm going to go ahead and get 1 move with the 2 to buy so that I can continue to buy more cards from my deck. That's 3. And then I'm going to buy the mercenary, the 2 swords and the 1 buy. Notice, by the way, unlike the explorer, the mercenary, right under its name mercenary, says companion. Companions are important because a lot of times there are a lot of cards in this deck that'll say if you have a companion, draw a card. You'd have to have a companion out in the play area when that happens. So the more companions you have, the more those cards can activate for you. All right, so let's go ahead and buy the Merc. That ends my turn. See my hand that's coming up next. No moves are coming up right now for me. That's unfortunate. Somebody just bought a teleport. Let's see what he does with that. Teleports into the market. By the way, he could have picked up that 5. We'll talk about that. Oh, he just bought a key. I saw that. So he wants to be able to get a key, and that there's padlocks a lot of places. So it's having a key streamlines your ability. By the way, keys, they're permanent. You don't need a key every time you use it. You don't lose the key. It opens all the locks. Oh, that person just bought an apothecary. That's a great card that I love. All right, here we go. My turn. So there's that silver sphere I chose earlier. Here's -2 clank. That's great. It'll drop it out of the bag for me. Other than, and it's a draw card. So when you've got to draw a card, oftentimes I think it's good to play it first separately, because when you draw that card, maybe that changes your strategy on how you want to play everything, right? So -2 clank, it took 2 out of the bag. Then I'm going to press this little thing that's glowing because I played that card. I can draw another one. You'll see it come over here on the left. There it is. Bad break. All it did is add a stumble to my problems. So that's stumbles are +1 clank. But I did offset 2 clank, so it's a net of -1 still. Let's go ahead and play them all now. And I've got 3 swords, and I've got 4 to buy. I'm not moving anywhere, so I'm still stuck in the cave. 3 swords. Obviously, I can always buy a goblin with 2 of those swords and get 1 gold. But up here is what I'm going to use it for. 3 swords. I can defeat this monster with 3 swords. By the way, you see monster under his name, the Watcher, up at top. I can defeat him for 3 gold and give the other 2 players an extra clank. So you're going to see me 3 gold add to my lower left, a total of 9, make it 12, and you're going to see another cube go in for my opponents by killing this Watcher. Just drag him out to the middle, kills him. I got 3 gold. They got extra clank. Now I have 4 to buy, and heck yes, I like the Elven Dagger. Elven Dagger gives me 2 victory points, 1 to buy, 1 sword, and I get to draw a card every time. The draw a card on a card like that is nice because it helps offset what is otherwise, on your turn, you're getting 1 sword, 1 to buy. It's not a ton, but if you get to draw a card, it means you get that and another card. So kind of a nice value. I like it. It's worth 4. I'm going to add that to my deck. All right, my turn is over. By the way, him being down here already, me coming to the right maybe hurt me, but 30 and 25 are over to the right, so I thought maybe I can beeline it that way. He's got a little advantage on that. Let's see what happens here now. You can see I'm dragging. I can pull the map. I can also scroll it in or out if I want. Keeping a pretty wide view for you here. Into my turn. There's my new hand. Oh, and I've got bracers coming up. That'll be to draw 2. Oh, here's a device that I can heal. We can heal with. Somebody will probably take that. All right. So he's got 3 to buy. He took that card there. Next player. And when the card got replaced, there's no dragon attack yet. Let's see what he buys. He bought with these over on the right, get bought not the main 5, the dungeon row, but over here, the ones that I tell you never change, a dragon attack will never come in there to replace that because these are the only cards that get replaced. All right, it's my turn. I now see draw 3 cards total. So let's start with the Elven Dagger that I just bought last turn. Play that. Draw a card. There's the Burgle. And then I want to play my other draw 2 cards. I want to play these before the other cards. For example, I've got this Stumble here. What if I find something that says you can trash a card? Well, I want to trash the Stumble. So don't play everything right away if you've got some stuff to consider like that. So I get to draw 2 more cards like that. There's a move. Everything else is pretty basic. 3 swords. Yep, let's play them. 6 to buy, 1 move, and 4 swords. So I love the 6 to buy because I can tell already I like this 4 plus 2 right here. So I'm going to buy this pickaxe. I love it because 2 victory points, 2 swords, and that 2 gold every time it comes up, I get 2 more gold. I don't get that 2 gold right now. You're not going to see the number change. It's when that card comes up. But I like it. Swords are good. We're taking it. And then I'm going to go ahead and get this. It's a device. You can only use it once. You can use it to get a gold. You can use it to get a heal. I've never used it to get a single gold piece unless I was like at 6 and needed 7 to buy something, if it was the difference. Otherwise, give me a heal. Take my 8 back up to 9, especially since they're both at 10. So I'm going to use that. And again, it's a one-time use, so I don't get to play it. I don't get another card. If I use that 2 to buy a Merc, that Merc could come up on multiple turns. I still have 1 move. And I'm going to... I'm going to have to take damage to go down or wait for 2 moves to go right or take 1 move back. I don't want to go back. They're both already underground, so I'm going to take the damage. Coming down. I forgot I have 4 swords. I don't need to take the damage. Kill him. And I'm down. By the way, I only have 3 swords now. If I still had 4, I could kill 2 goblins and get 2 gold instead of just the 1 I'm going to have to settle for. But life being at 9 sounded more important. So let's kill that. Nothing left to buy. It's the end of my turn. Dragon attack, because you can see it came in with this card here. All those cubes go in the bag. Here they come. Look like 2 black and 1 blue. So blue went down to 9 on that one. It's a race to the bottom. You need all of these currencies. You need to be able to move. You need to be able to kill stuff. You need to be able to buy stuff. And so the game is just like the old deck builders that are so cool, but blends a board game into it and creates a whole new level of strategy and fun in my mind. All right. Back to my turn. And nothing special about those cards I need to look at ahead of time. So we'll just hit play. We've got one move, 4 to buy. My one move, I can't go past this padlock right now. I'm sure not going backwards. It's pretty obvious where I want to. Well, if I go left, I can get to a market easier. But we're going to go over here and take the secret. Small secret. That was a dragon egg. By the way, did you hear the dragon roar? Every time you get a dragon egg, that's worth 3 victory points like you see. But the other thing it did is it escalated further up this chain for how many cubes. Every dragon egg that comes out, that's one of the ways that the dragon is going to go ahead and escalate how many cubes he's going to use when he starts attacking, right? So I've got 2 swords. I can get a goblin for a gold, or notice this up here. For 1 sword, I can add 1 buying power right now. So I can make that 4 down here a 5 if I want to. I would do that if I saw something I really wanted for 5, but I don't. There's 2 6s I would love to have, a teleport and draw 3 cards, but I like this gem collector. This is a good card. He's a companion. That's helpful sometimes. -2 clank every time you draw it. That's always great. 2 to buy, 2 victory points. And also on the turn, the gems cost 2 less this turn. We don't have a gem to show you up there yet, but we will. You'll see one. And if the gem collector comes up on a turn that gems are up there, I can buy them cheaper. And so it's one of the favorite cards out there. And that's why I'm definitely not going to come up here and buy extra buy power. I've got the 4 I need for the gem collector. Leaving me 2 swords to kill a goblin. Add a gold. By the way, now I've got 14, which means when I get down to a market, I now can buy 2 things out of the market if I so choose. All right, so that's the end of my turn. 1 replaced card. It's a dragon attack, and it's a gem that I just spoke about. That was a nice pull from the dragon. 2 of the blacks, 1 of the red, 1 of the blue. Didn't hurt me at all. We're all about the same. Somebody just drew a potion that is a foot. That's a potion you can drink for an extra move. Advantage on that one is you can save that, use that for whatever turn it gives you the most value, which is pretty cool. Somebody just bought a backpack. A backpack is what allows you to buy a second, or to pick up a second artifact. These 25, 10, all these artifacts. Backpack, you can get a second one. You don't need anything to get the first one. Somebody just picked up a 15. Blue just picked up the 15 artifact in this cave right here. So he's got 15 victory points there. We'll have to see this next turn if he wants to try to get out with 1, or if he wants to keep playing and try to go for a second artifact. All right, so it's my turn. Well, I have a draw a card, so I'm going to start with that. -2 clank and draw a card. That's going to be nice. I'll show you why in a second, that -2 clank. Notice, -2 clank, because I don't have any cubes in the bag, it just leaves the -2 up there. I can use it anytime this turn. Otherwise, it's use it or lose it. It'll be gone. It doesn't just stay up there. Those minus clanks you got to use same turn, and I'm going to do that. We'll get to that in a second. Let's do the draw a card on that one. Just added a burgle. Nothing special. So let's go ahead and play these cards. All right, 2 moves, 2 swords, 6 to buy. Oh, all right, that's going to be a difficult decision. Let's start with our 2 moves. What do I want? 1, I want to go to the market without a doubt. So I'm going to go 1, and then I'm going to go 2 over to the market and not pick up the 7. Why do I not want to pick up the 7? Because I've got my eyes set on bigger fish down here, the 25 or the 30, especially with blue way over on that side of the board. Between the 2 of us, I think I should be able to get 1 of them. We'll see. Notice there is the way blue could come across. All right. There's no reason for me to go to this cave because I would be stuck there. And also with this key, I can't go south. I would need to buy a key. So I'm going to go here to the market, these 4 spaces in the middle that are the market. Trying to think what I wanted to tell you. Oh, when you try to leave a space where you actually can pick up an artifact, it gives you a warning. You sure you want to leave and not pick up the artifact? Kind of a nice thing that it does. So you'll see that now as I come to the market. And it did not do it. What am I missing? Huh. Well, feel like I've seen that before. Interesting. Maybe I'm not sure why it didn't do that. I'm sure there's a good reason. I can't explain it right now. So I'm in the market, and that means I can buy. The market came up here. You can hear the little bell ring when you come over to the market. It says 7 for 7 gold, open market. And you can buy as much as you want while you're at the market. There's a key, there's a backpack, and there's a crown. A crown basically is an investment in victory points. So there's 3 crowns here. That's what that 3x means. There's only 1 backpack left and only 1 key left. Notice there's 3 players. And the game started with 2 backpacks and 2 keys. If I buy a backpack, whoever that third person is can't buy a backpack. He's only going to be able to get 1. So that's something to consider. I have 14 gold, which is the perfect number for me. The crown at 10, basically, when I buy it, is going to do 2 things. I'll spend 7 on it. You see the little 10 in green. So I lose 7 gold. I get 10 victory points. Gold are also victory points, so it's a net of +3. I'm paying 7 gold to essentially get 10 victory points, which are the same as gold. You get gold for a victory point for every gold. So it's only +3 on victory points, but that's nice to have. The other thing is crown is another thing that can come up in the game. If you have a crown, then this card will allow you to heal or do this. So crowns come up. You already know about keys, and backpack is what's going to allow me to get a second artifact if I want. I'm going to pay for a backpack for sure and a key and forego the crown for now. All right, I'm just looking at that card. All right, going to get the key as well. All right, so I have 2 swords left. I'm going to use that here on the goblin. Careful not to make a mistake I've made many times. Oh, I've got 2 swords left, and then I'll grab this merc and discover my buying power went down because I didn't kill the goblin. I instead bought the merc. You got to pay attention. All right, so I've got 6 to buy, and I've got 2 cards I love here. Wand of Wind is 3 victory points, and it's also basically a move. And again, you can teleport. It can be like 2 moves if you're going over. You can go like right down here on the bottom. I could jump over these 2 boots and the monster both, right, with a teleport. So it's really powerful, 3 victory points. Or if I'm sitting here, I can steal a secret from this room without even having to go to that room. So that's its value. Brilliance is just draw 3 more cards. That's a nice card. I do have -1 clank. This gem right here is worth 4. The gems are always worth good victory points. In fact, this is the lowest one, I think. And you can always use it later to draw a card. But when you acquire it, it's +2 clank. In my case, it would only be +1 clank because I'd offset one of them, as you know, from top left. That was kind of what I was excited about when I saw the 6. But really, I've got to get one of these 2. And I think I'm going to get the teleport for the victory points and the ability to grab secrets. And because I already think I bought, if I remember right, I bought the bracers. I already have a +2 draw. So I've got that teleport. That's really good. Key and a backpack. Good turn for me. Let's go ahead and end it. In fact, there it is. My bracers of agility. Draw 2 cards. That'll come up next turn. Let's see what he's doing. He picked up the 7 artifact right here. And then he went there. He's got a key, so he's coming down to the 30. I can tell. No, I have the key. That's why it's grayed out. He might also have a key. I bet he does. Yeah, he does. I can see it up here. Up by red, there's his key. So he's going for the 30. We have a dragon attack coming in now. All the cubes go in. Both red and I lost 1 life. And as you can see, all 3 of us are at 8 life. It's my play. I'm going to do the draw first. Bracers of agility. Draw 2 cards. Click that. It added a couple burgles. Pretty lame. But let's see what we got now. 1 move, 3 and 3. Might be time for this crystal cave. I'm tempted. I have 1 move. Now, I love to get a big secret. That'd be pretty awesome. But then I'm stuck in a cave, which is okay that I only have 1 move, so it wouldn't be a waste. But I can't go. You see this arrow past the cave points only this way. Better that I come down here, grab the 10, maybe grab the 25 as my second one because I have the backpack, and then circle back up here, pick up a heart, and then pick up that secret. That's kind of what I'm strategizing right now. Let's go down. I'm still in the market because I have a backpack. I'll take the 10. And you can see down here, there's my 10. Down here is all the things I have. You can see my key, my backpack, 2 dragon eggs. All right, I'm out of moves. 3 to spend. I can make it 4 to spend if I wanted to, right there. But because I still have 8 life and I'm pretty close to picking up a second artifact, I'm going to go ahead and invest in the dead run and not worry about that clank. Getting to run through crystal caves can be really powerful. So we're going to go ahead and invest it. You can see everybody's kind of been avoiding that for a while, and that's the reason why. All right, so I have 3 swords, which I can only do this with. Now here's my option. I have 1 more sword. I can kill this monster. He's going to give me 1 buying power. Looking at that dungeon row, there's nothing I can do with that 1 buying power, right? The only reason I would buy it is if I was fearful I wanted somebody else to get it. Or I wanted to get a second card off the dungeon row, opening up 2 slots where cards will come in to replace it and increasing the chance for a dragon attack. My strategy here is let's leave that card there. I'm not worried about the dragon attack. I don't want another two chances for a really powerful card to pop in for my opponent. So I'm going to leave it like it is and end my turn. You have swords remaining. Are you sure you want to end your turn? It's reminding me, hey, up here, you can go ahead and buy that. And I'm like, I don't want to buy it. So are you sure you want to end your turn? Yes, I do. You see my next hand. The gem collector's coming up. And there's 2 gems on the board. That's going to be sweet if they're still there. All right, let's see. Somebody just got a chalice. That's worth 7. Here he's picking up the 30. So the guy that had just picked up the 30 artifact also has a 7. So he has 37 for that. Dragon attack. Woo. And I lost 1 life. We're all down to 7. We all lost a life. And again, you can't win the game if you don't at least get out of the dungeon. You got to get up. You got to get topside. Oh, somebody took 1 of my gems. We have another dragon attack. Both my opponents got hit. I didn't. I highly approve of that. All right. So let's take a look here. I do have a draw. So let's start with the Elven Dagger so I know what all I'm looking at. Everything else, nah. Pickaxe is going to improve me by 2 gold, as you can see. Putting me up to 4. Gem Collector. I like my Gem Collector. All right. So I do have 1 move, which is kind of perfect. You can see this padlock here is gray. It's grayed out because I own a key. So I can come down right here and get to the cave, which is what I wanted to do. Any more moves, I'd have to stop in the cave. You saw I just got a secret. It was a potion. It's right here. You can use it whenever. No reason for me at this juncture not to use it. My life's going to go from 7 to 8. You can use those anytime it's your turn. So no more moves. As you can see, I'm frozen. 7 to buy. 3 swords. I need to look at what this one does. Defeat him. I get 4 gold, but it also, I have to accept 2 clank in the bag. Notice I've got a -2 clank up here. That's because the -2 clank came with that gem collector we discussed. All right. But the other thing about that gem collector is gems cost 2 less on this turn. So you'll notice this card right here is a gem. If I acquire it, it costs 2 clank, but I'm going to lose it. But I can offset that up here with the -2. The other thing that that card does, you'll notice, is that it normally costs 6, top right. But for me, it costs 4 because I have the gem collector. Where can you see that? Well, not by highlighting it. Just look at the card itself over here where I'm touching on it. You can see here over on this side by the goblin, it's 6, but lower right corner, you can see a 4. That's because when the gem collector came out, I can buy that for 4 right now, even though if you highlight it, it says 6. All right, so is it nobody's top side? Blue only has the 15, and he's the one there. So I feel like I'm in pretty good shape if I want to do that. What did this do? This adds to clank. It's 4 gold, which is 4 victory points, but this is 6 victory points for 4 expenditure. Technically, I could do both if I wanted to. Let's see. It's 7. I could do the draw 3. Oh, Singing Sword is pretty nice. 2 victory points. That 3 to buy is really nice. Decisions. By the way, 7 to buy. You can buy a tome. That's 7 victory points. The only real disadvantage of that is when that card comes up in your deck, because it will be in your deck. You can see there's nothing on there. You already got the credit for the 7. It's like a dead card in your hand. It has no value other than the victory points at the end of the game. All right, so let's make some decisions here. The gem collector, I might as well take advantage of it. All right, it's +2 clank to buy it. I'll offset that with the -2 in the corner, and I get 6 victory points for the cost of 4 of my 7. So there goes my clank penalty. It didn't hurt at all. I still have 3 and 3. So starting to think about victory points, but I think I better get the moves so I'm going to get my 3 for the explorer. Then I have 3 here. I can only buy 1, either 1 gold for the goblin, or I can buy 4 gold but put 2 clank up there. Well, look at the top. There are 14 black cubes in the bag right now. There's top left corner by the dragon. 14 black cubes, 12 blue cubes, 11 red cubes, and 6 for me. I can afford it. And I have better life than they do, probably because I haven't put as much clank in the bag. So let's go ahead and kill him. Add 2 clank into that pending area, and my gold went up to 8. I can also buy a crown when I come back out too, to a market space. So we'll end our turn now. There'll be 2 cards coming in over here on the dungeon row. See if either of them are a dragon attack. Yes, indeed. Wow, they got hurt worse than me, and they're hurting with their life. By the way, that dragon attack, you see that dragon on this vault? Even though it's a device, there's the dragon that shows it's a dragon attack. Okay, we're seeing what they're buying. He has 7 to spend. He just bought a tome. Another dragon attack as it goes to the next turn. Wow, I'm getting lucky with that dragon. 7 life, 5 life, and 3. All right, let's take a look a little bit at the strategy right now. Blue has only 3 life level remaining. He's going top side, it looks like, because he's fearful he's going to be kicked out of the game. He does have 17 gold for victory points, which is better than either of the other 2 players. But it's the red player I'm more worried about. He has 37 with 2 artifacts, a 30 and a 7. All I have right now is a 10 before I pick up the 25 here. I pick up that 25, and that'll put me at 35 to his 37 and kind of even us out. And he's still here. He's not top side, so I've got some time. The concern is right now I don't have any, as I'm going to play this hand here, I don't have any swords. And as you can see, if I want to go right now and grab this 25 artifact, I'm going to lose 2 life. So I do. That's a classic example of why you want to play your draw card first. What if I get 2 swords with this draw card? That would be very helpful. It's also a -2 clank and a draw card. So it took 1 clank out, left me at -1. Then I get the draw here from the draw card. Give me some swords. Not happening. So I'm going to lose 2 life if I want to go take this right now. That'll put me down to 5. I do have 8 clank in the bag, but right now I think it's the move to make. I still need 2 moves to get past this one. And I'm not going to be able to do that at this turn, it doesn't look like. So, I have to. So let's hit play. Here's my first move. And I can't kill these monsters here. So you're going to see my life drop twice. I'm down to 5. And I'm going to pick up the 25 artifact. I have 1 move left. Now, the reason I can't go up here to the heart, which is a heal, is because I need 2 feet, 2 moves. I only have 1 left. I could go down here to this heart, but it's a net loss. I'd take two deaths in order to get to that heart anyway. Plus, I want to stay closer to getting out. What I think I'm going to do, though, is come on down to this cave. Big secret. It puts me a little bit further behind. Right now I need 2 moves to get to this heart I want to get to. That's going to change it to 1, 2, 3 to get to it. But it's a big secret. Could be life. Could be a lot of things. Gold. Big secrets are big secrets. Let's get it. 2 life. That's awesome. I just got back the 2 life level that I lost when I left the cave right here. So let's go ahead and drink that potion. Those potions that heal you, the big secrets will give you 2 if you get the potion. The little secrets will give you 1 heal if you get the potion. So now I'm frozen there. I've got 6 to buy. Ooh, Brilliance and Singing Sword are both interesting to me. Brilliance is a draw 3 card. It's so big. But I'm only going to see it once. And notice how I still have 17 cards left to play, which means that if I buy that Brilliance, it's probably 3 turns before it even can come up. It's only going to come up once more, maybe. I'm going to buy this Singing Sword for the victory points at the end of the game. It cost me 1 clank, not now, but every time it comes up. But 3 buy power is huge. And 2 victory points. I like the Singing Sword. We're going to get that. I have 1 left I can buy with. Can't do it. Oh, I have no moves. Oh, I do have a wand, so that's good. We'll see. All right, let's take a look and see what they're doing. We are on red. This is the one I'm concerned about. Looks like he's frozen. He went to the cave. Now we're on blue. The only worry I have about blue is it looks like they're on their way out. Once somebody gets out, a quick clock starts and you only have 3 more rounds left. Looks like he has 1 move, so he can't go anywhere. That's helpful. The dragon likes me today. 2 for blue, 2 for red, and it didn't touch me. These guys are in danger of dying, whereas I'm doing okay with 7 life. So my problem is, again, I need 3 moves. 1, 2, 3, right? I don't have any moves here. What I do have is a wand, right? With the wand, if I had stayed here, I can teleport right past both of these things, which would have been nice. But I still might be able to get there because I have 2 draws. So let's start with this ruby, 6 victory points at the end of the game. Again, only on acquire do I get that +2 clank you see on the card. But it is a draw card. So we're going to play that first. Do the draw. Just added a burgle. I've got 1 more draw card. I really need it to be a foot. I need a move. Really bad. Really bad need a move. Oh, I have to hit. I was like, where'd it go? Here's the draw. Dead run. You have to like that. You have to like that. So now it is important now, the order that I play the cards. And I'll show you why. I'm going to start with the dead run. That gives me 2 moves, but it did cost me 2 clank, right? But I'm going to go 1. That leaves me 1 move. Now is when I want to use the wand so that I can, the wand of wind, which is I can teleport or steal a secret. I'm going to teleport. So I can use my teleport to get here, and then my remaining move will get me to that big secret. So that's why you want to kind of check sometimes the order you're playing them in. So now I'll teleport across 2 booths and across a goblin. Careful what you choose. I'm not trying to steal a secret. I'm teleporting. And that's going to get me to the heart, which will bring me up to 8 life. There's the 8. Now I have 1 more move. That's going to get me to the big secret. Let's see what that does. That's a chalice. It's worth 7 victory points. That's a good thing to have. So now I'm going to go ahead and play my remaining cards. The pickaxe gives me 2 more gold. Bunch of swords. I have 6 swords this turn. Only 2 to buy. So, there's not a lot there that I can spend. I'm going to get them. At this stage of the game, I'm going to get movement. The swagger. Instead of the merc. The Swagger, the reason it only costs 2 for a move, up here where it costs 3, you also get 2 buying power with the Explorer. This one you get no buying power, but it does say anytime you drop a Clank, it adds to your buying power on that turn. So something to keep in mind. I want it for the boot for 2. Now I have 6 swords. There's nothing for swords in the dungeon row here, so that means only the goblin I can do. 2 swords, so I'm going to kill it 3 times and get 3 more gold to take my 10 up to 13. 1, 2, and 3. We'll end our turn. So both of my opponents are now topside. I have to get topside, but I have a lot of life left. I'll get topside. It's just a question of whether I'll get out. If red gets out with his 37, he gets 20 bonus for making it out. And if I don't get that, I'm 20 behind him, depending on all the other victory points and stuff. All right, it's my turn. I've got the gem collector. That's -2 Clank. So those 2 yellow cubes up in the top corner, those are going to vanish for sure. Everything else is pretty basic. Also, gems cost 2 less. So this 6 gem, if I wanted it, would cost 4. Let's take a look at what we got. Let's play. All right, I've got 2 moves. All right, I'm going to start angling to get out. Let me think. 1, 2. If I wanted to buy that ladder, it's a device that gives you 2 more moves. I could go 1, 2, 3. Actually, probably circle around the top. Skip the cave altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that way I can pick up a big secret. And I can pick up something while I'm in the market. So let's go 1. Do I want to kill him? It doesn't matter. I don't have a choice. I don't have any swords this turn. So no. My life goes down to 7. I'm in the market. There's 3 crowns left. I might as well buy one. I've got 13 gold. Spend 7 and get it's a net of +3 on victory points. So we'll buy the crown while we're here. Okay. And then I've got another move. And then I want to buy the ladder. Ooh, hold on. Here's where choices come in. If I buy the ladder for 3, I'll only have 3 left in buying power. And then I can't get 6 on the ruby in victory points for the price of 4. It will add Clank to the bag for me, though, because I already used the -2 Clank of the gem collector earlier. So what do I want to do? Do I want to get 2 moves? I think the +20 is too valuable. I have a chance to get out. Let's go ahead and forego the gem. 1 for a little secret. There you go. That's an extra move. 2. Now, my potion right here, if I wanted to drink it now, I'd get an extra move and I could get that secret. But what's the rush? I can use that potion anytime. That secret's not going to, no one's going to else is going to get to it. I'll get it next turn probably no matter what. That extra boot might come in handy either here or here when I need 2 moves to make these jumps to get out. So I'm going to hold that potion for that point, use my 3 to buy, and right now I'm interested in either moves or victory points. I'm going to go ahead and get the master burglar that gives me the victory points. Okay, end turn. Let's see what we got. They only have 3 and 2 life left, so they're definitely fearful of dragon attacks. All right, blue is almost out. Blue's almost out. Their next move, 1 move on this little line up top left corner, gets you out of the castle. He'll get the +20. So want to know about that. And he already has 22 gold. That's a lot of victory points when I only have 6 gold. But he did only get the 15 artifact. So who knows? I'd like to get out to offset that. All right, let's take a look at what we've got here. I do have Bracers of Agility, draw 2 cards. So let's start with that to see where that puts me. I got another draw card here and a move. That's a nice draw, by the way. So I get another draw card. Silver Spear. Ooh, look at that. Oh, I got some really nice stuff. All right, so there's nothing else here that I need to like plan for. Let's hit play. Okay, so we'll start with I have 2 moves to begin with. We'll go 1 to the big secret. 5 more buying power that takes this 7 to 12. That's nice. And then I go 2. That's my last move. All right. Now here's where it gets interesting. Again, you need 2 moves to jump over here and 2 moves to jump over here. It could be a huge impediment to getting out. Well, how can I get there now? I'll show you how I'm going to do it. I need 2 moves. 1, I can drink this potion. Glad I saved it. The second move, I have 12 to buy. If you buy this up here at the top, this up here is the flying carpet. 2 victory points, 2 moves that I can't use. Oh, no, it doesn't give me. I was confusing this with the boots of swiftness that when you acquire it, gives you a free move. So I'm not going to be able to do that. That's too bad. This is a much more valuable card earlier in the game. Because this, if I play this card, I get to ignore monsters in tunnels, and I don't have to stop in crystal caves, and I get the 2 moves. It's a great card early. For me, well, where I'm going, there are no more monsters. There are no more caves. Unless, no, there's no reason to go in any of those caves. So this card became kind of less valuable. It does have 2 victory points. I have 12 to spend. Well, I can tell you this late in the game, and I still have 18 cards to draw. I may as well get a tome for 7 victory points. I have 5 more left. Wish it was 6. I'd get this gem. But with 5, I'm going to buy. I mean, I can get 5 gold, but add 3 clank of my own to the bag. I got a lot of space, though, for Clank to hit me. So I'm going to buy this. Oh, no. I tried to. It won't let me. Why? See, it says on that card, use only in the depths. That's down here in the dungeon. So I can't use it. That's a worthless card. It'll be there at the end of the game because we're all topside. So what about this device? For 4, I can buy 2 gold or trash a card in my pile. But that's victory points, so let's do it. Take the 2 gold. I only have 1 to buy. That doesn't do me any good. I have 6 swords, and it means 3 goblins for 3 gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, and my last 2 swords. That's the end of my turn. I need 2 moves to get across that next space. I have 1 potion, so I'm hoping to see 1 move as my new cards come in. That's beautiful. That'll get me past both of them. That's awesome. All right, we're on red. Blue's about to escape. Oh, we bought the scepter. That's a good card. Yep, blue is going to get out, and watch what happens once he leaves. He's now out up here. He escaped. He gets plus 20 victory points for getting out. We're trying to get there ourselves. The other thing that happens, I think, is that once he's gotten out, once I play my turn and we finish this round, the timer starts. There's 3 more rounds left. And if you're not out, you're done. You die where you're at. So the clock has started, but I'm in good shape. So let's start with my draw card and -2 clank. That helps. Oh, and I drew a wand. How beautiful is that? That way, now the wand says, watch this, you can teleport to an adjacent room. That would get me right past either of these 2s. That's beautiful. But the other thing that wand can do, as I highlight it, is I can take a secret from an adjacent room. So if I wanted to, I could jump these 2, use the wand to steal a secret, and then jump these 2. And I think I can do all of that this turn because I have 3 feet showing as well as the potion. Glad I bought that swagger we talked about earlier. It came in handy right now. So let's make sure I do this in the right order. I need 2 to cross. Let's go ahead and play my Dead run. Okay. That'll get me across here. Small secret. 2 more buying power. I'll take that. Then I want the wand, and I'm going to use it not to teleport, but to steal that big secret. Take a secret from an adjacent room. 5 gold. That's more victory points. I've got 16 gold now. I'm getting closer to offsetting that 25 that he's sitting on. All right. And now I have to play the rest of my cards. Only 1 move, but drink my potion that I held for a good reason. And I can jump both. And now I'm only 2 moves away from getting out with plenty of time to spare. I have 7 to buy. With 7, that's an easy call. Buy me another secret tome. 7 victory points. Okay. Blue's already out. Let's see what red does. Red got stopped in the tunnel. You can see his frozen feet. Dragon attack. Three rounds remaining. Of course, blue, once blue is out, you don't take any more damage, right? But your dragon cubes stay in the bag, so those 6 are kind of like the 8 here for black. They're not going to hurt anybody. They're there to dilute the bag so red and yellow don't get hit too much. Red got hit too much. This is the one I was worried about. He has 37 with his 2 artifacts, but now he can't get the 20 bonus for getting out. I still can. So it's my turn. I have 1 move. I need 2 to get out. I do have a draw card. I'll get out here if I get a feat with this draw. I did not. I got a gem collector. Are there any gems over there? Oh, look at this. I can also get out with 1 by killing this monster and getting an extra boot. And wouldn't you know it, I don't have a single sword. Unbelievable. All right, so let's go ahead and play them all. That burgle that got trashed, you just saw it trashed a burgle. That's, where is it? This card that I bought earlier, the Master Burglar, I bought it for its victory points a turn or 2 ago. Trash a burgle in your play area or discard pile. And so this burgle, it's not that powerful of a card. It gets rid of it so that your more powerful cards can come up more often. That's why you saw that disappear. All right, I've got 1 move. I could have 2 if I could kill this monster, but I can't. That may work out because it gives me an extra turn. Let's go 1 move. And just my luck again. By the way, you see when I moved here, this highlighted the escape hatch. Just my luck again. Exactly 7 to spend. I think I'm going to win this game, people, by buying another secret tome. So I got 3 secret tomes. That's 21 victory points right there. I'm in great shape, I believe, to win this game. We'll go ahead and end the turn. 2 rounds remaining. It's going to give a dragon attack. I'm the only one it can affect. And it didn't even hit me. My turn. I have a boot so I can get out this turn. So now I want to make sure that before I go out, which I am going to do, I want to make sure there's nothing else I needed to tell you. Again, the end game scenario, as soon as the game ends, which is going to end the second I finish my turn here, it'll pull up a great thing that shows who wins and why. We'll see that in a second. Right here, these are monkey idols. There were 5 victory points. And there are also cards out there in the deck that say if you have a monkey idol, you can do this. Nobody got one. That's very rare. Somebody always gets a monkey idol. I think it's because the 2 biggest secrets were over on this side. But let's go ahead and play our deck. 1 move that's going to take me out. It's okay to do that first because it'll still let you finish your turn. I've escaped. That gives me the plus 20 bonus that blue has as well. But again, blue doesn't have enough, I don't think, to be that competitive with me. We'll see. 4 swords. I can use this to get an extra move. That does me no good, so I'm going to kill 2 goblins for a couple gold. And then I have 5 to buy. I can't buy another tomb, but I can spend 4 on the pickaxe. And the green 2 up there, that's 2 more victory points. So we'll do that. one left to buy with. I can't do anything. You're about to see the end of the game. Here it is. Let's see who won. That shows all the artifacts and little secret things you bought. There's the gold. There's the artifacts. Here come the cards. There's the 20 bonus for getting out. Not only did I win, I dominated. But you can see there's the 2 dragon eggs, the chalice. My key is worth 5. I should have told you that when you buy a backpack or you buy a key, you spend 7 gold on it. That's losing 7 victory points, but you get 5 of it back for when you own it. It just, it nets out as a -2. But yeah, you can see I had the best deck as far as cards, 48. So I had 15 more points just in my deck than the other guys did. I got the gem collector. I focused on buying some gems. I had some -2 clank that allowed me to buy some gems safely. And that's how I won the game. So you can also, at any point during the game, you could show your deck and kind of see what you had in your deck. And then you can also show the map as a little thing here. I've seen where you can show paths, and it'll show the path everybody took through the game, which is kind of cool. All right. Go back to show results. That shows I managed to win against 2 computer AI-controlled people. Most of the time when I play this, I'm playing with a buddy of mine, good friend named Ron. And we like to play this online against each other all the time. And it's tougher to beat Ron than it is AI, I promise you. Let's go get out of the game. There's a couple other variations. Solo plays what I just did. They have challenges. They have this heist, pass and play. These things are other variations you can play so that there's a lot more depth to what you can do with the game engine. Let's go back here. Obviously, I clicked local play. In order to do this demonstration, I click online play when I go play my buddy Ron. Very easy to set up a game. Very easy. Those of you in USFFL, nothing like setting up a game that way. It's super simple here. I'll go ahead and quit game and hope that this all recorded. All right. So that's not what I wanted. I want this. Here I am. All right. So that is Clank. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to show. I'm going to go in just to show it real quick. Won't take but a second. As long as I've made the recording, let's go ahead and do it. So let's go again to Steam. Play. They came out with another version of Clank. Oh, you know what? It's just showing me, right? You want to quit? Yes, let's quit. And let's change this to not just showing me. Let's show the board with me down below. Let's do it again. I just wanted to show you the other version. What they did is they came up with another version called Sunken Treasure for Clank. And it basically has everything you just saw, but it added something to it. And I'll just show you what it added. We won't actually play the game. Let's go to Shipwreck. Okay, create game. Clank Sunken Treasures. All right, let's wait, and I'll talk as soon as it's my turn so that I can not have too much noise behind me. All right, my turn. So let's back out on this map. Let's take a look at some of the things that are different. First thing you notice is the dungeon is underwater. And in fact, there can even be spaces above water that are underwater. These are flooded rooms. Everywhere you see these flooded rooms, it's underwater. Now, there are rooms underneath that are not flooded. Underneath this, again, there's the dividing line where the ship is, where you have to go. You can win if you're up here above topside, but you don't get the +20 if you get up on top of the ship, right? So it's just, that part is just the same. But down below, not all these rooms are flooded, but many of them, as you can see, are. These artifacts down here, the 25 and the 30 are at the bottom. Flooded rooms, if you go into a flooded room, means you're underwater and you're holding your breath. You can be in that room for that and drop in that room and not have any problem. But the next time your turn comes up, if you're still in that room, you lose a life. And every time you start a new turn in a room that's flooded, it costs you 1 life. So you've got to be really careful. How can you offset that? Well, there are some cards in this Sunken Treasure version that give you scuba ability for that turn. So for this turn, because this card is on, I won't lose a life. It's I'm able to have scuba gear underwater. The other way, and the most common way, is when you go to the market, you can buy all the things we saw last turn, the crown, the backpack, and the key. But you can also buy scuba gear for 7. And if you buy scuba gear, it does 2 things. Number 1, you breathe underwater. But the other thing it does, you'll notice most of these underwater spaces, you see how it has 2 moves? You see these 2 feet? You need 2 moves to go across these things. If you have scuba gear, you speed through it, and you only need 1 move. So it allows you to breathe and move faster underwater. It becomes a really popular item to buy. Sometimes you race to the bottom to get the items, even though you can't breathe, and try to get out. Because oftentimes you don't have 7 gold to buy with by the time you get there to the market anyway. So it adds another level of things to consider. Also, there's a whole bunch of new cards in this version. There are cards throughout the deck that do not appear in the version we first saw, but all those cards from the first version are still there. So it's a much deeper deck to play from with a lot more different cards, a lot more variables, and you have the underwater nature of it. Another thing that this version has, let me see if I can find it. It must be on the other underwater. No, okay. I see this. So do you see what these things here that look like a flipper? So if, again, like all things in the game, you highlight it, it'll tell you what it is. So this is scuba. This tunnel requires an extra boot to cross unless you have scuba gear. But the other thing it does is you see these stars that are by it. Even though it doesn't tell you what those little stars are, is their clank. And so every time you cross one of those, it adds a clank up there. So there's a few other things, like I said, that you can see that are different about this. Typically, if Ron and I play, we like to play this version just because it has everything the other version has, but a lot more variables to play with. So that's all. I'll go ahead and exit now. Let me see if I can figure out how one does that. Action log, not going to help. Settings. We will resign the game. Sure you want to resign from this match? Yes. All right. So to wrap up, you have just been introduced a demo to Clank, as well as its expansion versions, Clank Sunken Treasure. The last thing I would tell you about this game is this game costs, I think it was $20, something like that. It's nothing. It's a one-time cost and tons of fun. Doesn't take as long as what you just saw because I narrated it, obviously. Game generally takes Ron and I 20 minutes, 30 tops. It's not that much and a ton of fun. So if you like this game, you now know about it. If you know me and you ever think, hey, I think I might like to play that sometime, well, get the game. I'm happy to help you find out where to get it. You can buy it on Steam and let me know. I'll be happy to play. If not, well, at least you got the demo and you can talk about the game if somebody asks. That's all I've got for you. Thanks for joining, and we'll post this out live.